Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my advanced Star Wars Minecraft tutorial. We are continuing with the AT-AT. We're going to go ahead and start working on the body. Now, I was going to do this originally in 3 videos, but because it's such a complex build, I had to break the body up into 2 separate videos. Otherwise, you would have had like an hour-and-a-half long tutorial video here. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. And we're gonna make like the chassis frame, I guess you'd call it, first. We're gonna make where these hip joints connect to the torso, and you can see it. It looks a lot more complicated than it really is. It's just a big build, you know, so it takes time. And you can see that it's 1 block longer than the actual hip itself. So if it was 4 blocks, it's going to be 5. So we're going to start here. And you can see we made it 5 blocks long. And you're going to come all the way to the other hip, and you're going to leave a space of 1. So you're just going to make a big 5 block wide rectangle, and then you're just going to go ahead and fill it in. And this is a good platform for us to start building off of for the rest of the torso. And then here we're going to place 3 blocks on the center, and we're going to make this double thick. And we're going to run it all the way to the edges. So we stacked it 2, stepped in 1, or sorry, we stacked it 2, stepped in 2, and then stepped up 1, and so we stepped it up 3 more times. And I'm sorry if I'm a little congested. I think I'm coming down with a cold, or it's allergy season down here in Georgia. So this row of 3 now, we're going to go ahead and continue this strip of 3 all the way to the rear of the AT-AT. So we're just going to bring it down until it's about centered with the this hip, and then we're going to bring it in from this corner. We're going to build off of that. So you're going to come out and then back 1, and then you're going to connect it to the line that we just made. And it's the same as the front. It's going to be 5 thick. And we're going to fill that in. Alright, that's all filled in there. And then we're going to go ahead and extend this. And this is going to end up being the bottom. We went a little too far. It's only going to come out 2 from that 5 wide platform that we just made. It's going to come back 3 blocks. So it's going to be a 3 by 3 square. So it's 5, then you're going to step in 3. Or as you were, sorry. You're going to step in 4. I missed a row right here. There we go. So you're going to step in 4, and then you're going to make a 3 by 3 square. Alright, now that we've got that finished, we're going to keep working on this under chassis here. And you can see how it kind of comes to a V, like a V-shaped hull, like almost like a boat underneath. So from this double, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do 2 stacks of 2 that are gonna step out. So we got 2, 2, and then 2. And you're gonna do that on both sides. So everything I'm doing here, remember, you mirror it on the other side. So to start making this V shape, what we're gonna do is from our 5 wide platform, we're gonna go ahead and count out 5, and then we're gonna step up and do it again. 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna step up and we're gonna do it a third time. And we're gonna do this exact same thing from the back. And then what it's gonna do is it's gonna leave us a gap of 5 directly in the center of the at-at. So there's our first 5. There's our second 5. And then here's our third 5. And then what we're gonna do on this last one in the center, instead of stepping up, we're gonna come out. And we're gonna go ahead and fill that in right there. And we've got it on both sides now. So we've got the bottom of our chassis is starting to take some shape. So let's continue to flesh this out here. We're gonna come back down here to the rear of the at-at. You're gonna run a row on top of the platform, and then you're gonna step it out 1 block, and you're gonna run, make it 2 tall, and then from the corners, you're gonna step it out 1 block, and then you're gonna make it 3 tall. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a block from the very front all the way down of this light gray wool until it connects to the back steps that we just put up on there. And we're gonna do this on both sides. And there we go. We're gonna finish up the other side. And it's already starting to flesh out pretty nicely. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill in underneath here. We're gonna fill in all this space here with light gray wool. So we're just gonna keep going, and let me fill this a little bit more, and then I'll jump ahead because I want to show you how it's supposed to cross over right here, because it could get a little confusing. Alright, so we've got that side all filled in, and you can go ahead and finish the other side if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and get started on some of this undercarriage detail down here. Okay, so once you got both sides filled in, the gap in between your hip joints and the torso of the at-at, you're going to go ahead and run a block kind of floating above that little gap. So you're going to step it out, and then you're going to run it, and then you're going to do it again. You're going to come up and over one more again, and you're going to go ahead and run that. So you'll have 2 little stairs that come out over the hip joints of your at-at. And we've done that on both sides now. So let's come over here and start focusing on this little detail here. So even with the edges, you're going to go ahead and place a block, and then you're going to fill it in. You see how it kind of steps down and steps down and then steps down, and it's got like this filled in black. It's a lot easier to do than it looks. So make it even, and then you're going to go ahead and extend it 2 blocks on either side. And then against this back wall here, you're going to place 2 blocks on both sides. And then we're going to start making our step shapes. And you can see right now it doesn't look exactly like this because I'm going to end up building it more out. So you can see that it'll come flush and then step out. So right now it wouldn't step out. So we're going to go ahead and make it flush, and then you're just going to extend all this 1 block. And then add your little overhang, and then underneath here, don't forget to extend it 1 more block. And then in here, we're going to inlay our black wool. And the black wool is 1 block back from the light gray wool, and it follows the same step pattern. So you're going to knock out down below, you're gonna knock out this block, and then you can just build one off of that. You don't have to knock it out like I did right there. So you'll do 2 black, and then 1 black, and then 1 inlaid black on the bottom. So here, I'll show you. 1 inlaid black on the bottom, then 1, and then 2. And that's it. And I mean, it creates some pretty realistic looking detail. So now that you've got that finished on both sides, we're going to go ahead and start filling in this bottom here. And what you're going to do is you're going to run light gray wool from these corners connecting both sides of the torso. So both walls that you've been building and working on, we're going to go ahead and connect them with these strips. And don't worry too much about the way that black looks there, because it's going to be the inside of the AT-AT. If you decide to flesh out the inside, you know, you can easily cover that up, and if you decide not to, you won't even be able to see the inside of this thing anyways. Alright, so now that we've got that, we're going to go ahead and fill in all these little spaces. So you're going to make these stepping platforms. And I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead here. Now we've got them all finished and all filled in. And you can see that it makes this nice little step pattern. And what you're going to do on the top, once you get to the top center here, is you're going to leave a gap here of 5 blocks, and then you're going to do an inlay of black wool. So 2 blocks back from the side little that you just made, you can just go ahead and knock out 5 blocks and then inlay 5 black blocks. And when I say inlay, I mean it's a step behind, so you get some texture and depth. Alright, and let's go ahead and finish fleshing out the bottom here. And all you're going to do is you're going to run strips of the light gray wool along that bottom center that you built, but you're going to step it out towards the outside edge each step you come up. And go ahead and do that on the other side, and you've got the whole under chassis complete. So here we are at the front of the AT-AT, and you can see I already started working on half of it, so you can get an idea of the shape that we're trying to make here. So from the little walls that we already built, you're going to make a 4x4 block and then extend it 1 towards the center, and then you're going to make a 4x2 even on top of that, stepped out 1 more block. You're going to have 3 inlaid black blocks here, and then you're just going to go ahead and run your light gray wool all the way across, capping that off. And we have the front under chassis complete. And then you're going to go ahead and on both sides you're going to run 1 more overhang that kind of runs along the top of this center structure right here. And you're going to do that on both sides. And then make sure on the corners that you don't come all the way to the edge. You leave 1 block back, so it makes these like little steps. And we're going to go ahead and come to the rear and get hot working on the rear of this. So you can see it's got like this cylinder that kind of runs through the center, kind of like a drive shaft would. So we're going to go ahead and start laying some gray wool on top of this wall that we've already been working on. We're going to run 2 strips of it. And then this platform right here is the bottom of that like drive shaft. So it's going to be 3 blocks. And then you're just going to go ahead and extend it all the way out until you make your circle. So it's going to be 3 blocks. It steps up 1, steps up again to 3, steps up. So in essence we have a sorry, it goes 3, steps up 1, and then 2. So it's not a perfect circle. It's a little smushed, but once you get everything all filled in, it looks really good. So from top to bottom, it's 6 blocks, and then from left to right, it's 7. So it's 6 tall, 7 wide. So you can see I started pre-positioning some of these blocks to start working on the walls here. So you're going to come 1 block back, and you're going to place a block. You can see I did it on both sides. And then 1 block over from this center, you're going to make like a little triangle. You're going to place a block, step back, and you're going to do that on both sides. And then we're going to come here to the front, and again, 1 over, and we're going to go up. We're going to come up, and this is going to be the start of our wall. So that's 15 blocks tall. So you're going to build it up 15 blocks, and then come over. And then once we get the frame for these side walls up, we can go ahead and start pulling up the pre-positioned blocks that we had on the bottom, and it'll make all those nice inlaid grooves for us. We're gonna come 1 block down though, and we're gonna run another line all the way across. And don't worry that it goes all the way across and it doesn't look like the other side. We're gonna break away the middle. That's just so that we make sure that we line up all our lines correctly and we don't have to do any extra counting or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and drag these all the way up, and you can see right now we're gonna go ahead and start breaking away some of the stuff that we laid out in the middle. And we're going to do that on the other side also. And we can go ahead and inlay our black. And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of this because, as you can see across the way, it's not there. So we're going to count down 3 blocks, and then on the 4th block we're going to run a line across of light gray wool. So 1, 2, 3, 4th block down. And it's going to go up 1 over the height of the wall. We'll go ahead and knock those out because that's going to end up wrapping. This groove is going to end up wrapping all the way around, as you can see. So there's basically there's 3 segments of the body. There's a front, a middle, and a back. and it's broken up by this groove that runs all the way around it. And that's a lot of the problems you see with other AT-ATs that you see built in Minecraft, is they build them all too smooth. And these things, they're not smooth. I mean, when the visual effects and special effects artists built these, I mean, they built them out of model pieces. So, I mean, there's all kinds of texture. So let's go ahead and finish out the walls here. So you're going to leave a gap, and you're going to go ahead and run 2 rows there. So I just left the gap just so it would be easier for me to see. So you're going to count 4 from the edge and run it all the way down. So you got a gap of 3, and then you're going to run it. So let's go ahead and fill in this little doorway right here, and that'll almost wrap up what we're working on. So you're going to count up 6, and on the 7th block, you're going to go ahead and run this bar all the way across. And then you're going to step back and go ahead and fill in the inlay. And that's really what makes this build a difficult build, is all of this inlaid texture. It makes it a little harder than a normal build, but it really sells it. You know, it looks really good when it's finished. So on top of that bar we ran, we're going to go ahead and put a row of stone slabs. And you can see it's inlaid again, and then there's these rows of slabs that come down and give this cool texture. And these right here would be like giant cargo doors that open up to let vehicles in or out, or let, you know, personnel in or out. So you're going to do those strips on the end, and then you're going to make a gap of 2 blocks, and then you're going to run 2 more strips of slabs with a gap of 1 in the middle. Just like so. Oh, that's too high. And we've got to do the blocks on top, and then our inlay. So let's go ahead and do the inlay back here. And down here. Go ahead and knock out these blocks here, and you're gonna make a 2x4 rectangle. Oh no, I went too far here. Let me go ahead and just get these in where they go, and I'll fix it later. So there we go. Yeah, you can see it's not right. It's 1 block too high. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of these. This is supposed to be light gray still. So like I said, it's 2x4. And then you make a like little shelving kind of around it. Alright, well, I hope this helped you guys. We're going to go ahead and finish up the torso in the next video. This is Rannalt asking you, what do you want to build today?